Pierre de Fermat, French. Between the 31st of October and the 6th of December 1607 to the 12th of January 1665, was a French mathematician who is given credit for early developments that led to infinitesimal calculus, including his technique of inequality. In particular, he is recognized for his discovery of an original method of finding the greatest and the smallest ordinates of curved lines, which is analogous to that of differential calculus, then unknown, and his research into number theory. He made notable contributions to analytic geometry, probability, and optics. He is best known for his Fermat's principle for light propagation and his Fermat's last theorem in number theory, which he described in a note at the margin of a copy of Diophantus Arithmetica. He was also a lawyer at the Parliament of Toulouse, France. Fermat was born in 1607 in Beaumont de Lomagna, France. The late 15th century mansion where Fermat was born is now a museum. He was from Gascony, where his father, Dominique Fermat, was a wealthy leather merchant and served 3 one-year terms as one of the 4 consuls of Beaumont de Lomagna. His mother was Claire de Long. Pierre had 1 brother and 2 sisters and was almost certainly brought up in the town of his birth. He attended the University of Orléans from 1623 and received a bachelor in civil law in 1626, before moving to Bordeaux. In Bordeaux, he began his first serious mathematical researches, and in 1629 he gave a copy of his restoration of Apollonius de Losi's Planus to one of the mathematicians there. Certainly, in Bordeaux he was in contact with Beaugrand, and during this time he produced important work on maxima and minima which he gave to Étienne d'Espagnet, who clearly shared mathematical interests with Fermat. There he became much influenced by the work of François Viète. In 1630, he bought the office of a councillor at the Parlement de Toulouse, one of the high courts of judicature in France, and was sworn in by the Grand Chambre in May 1631. He held this office for the rest of his life. Fermat thereby became entitled to change his name from Pierre Fermat to Pierre de Fermat. On the 1st of June 1631, Fermat married Louise de Long, a 4th cousin of his mother Claire de Fermat, née de Long. The Fermats had 8 children, 5 of whom survived to adulthood: Clement Samuel, Jean, Claire, Catherine, and Louise. Fluent in 6 languages, French, Latin, Occitan, Classical Greek, Italian and Spanish, Fermat was praised for his written verse in several languages, and his advice was eagerly sought regarding the emendation of Greek texts. He communicated most of his work in letters to friends, often with little or no proof of his theorems. In some of these letters to his friends, he explored many of the fundamental ideas of calculus before Newton or Leibniz. Fermat was a trained lawyer, making mathematics more of a hobby than a profession. Nevertheless, he made important contributions to analytical geometry, probability, number theory and calculus. Secrecy was common in European mathematical circles at the time. This naturally led to priority disputes with contemporaries such as Descartes and Wallis. Anders Hald writes that the basis of Fermat's mathematics was the classical Greek treatises combined with Viète's new algebraic methods.